I was born different. The doctors told my mother I'd never walk, never run, maybe never speak. To the world, I was already a burden, a quiet disaster waiting to grow. My legs didn't move. My bones bent wrong. Every step felt like fire. But worse than the pain were the looks. At school, I wasn't the boy in class. I was that boy. The one in braces. The one teachers pitied. The one kids mocked during lunch. My father left before I turned 5. He didn't say goodbye. He said he couldn't raise a broken son. But my mother, oh, my mother, she wiped every tear. She carried me when I couldn't move. She called me a miracle, even when I felt like a mistake. And deep down, I had one dream, to build something with my hands. Machines, code, circuits. I came to build. I worked day and night, studied harder than anyone, failed, rebuilt, failed again, until failure stopped scaring me. At 21, I built a prosthetic arm that could respond to brain signals. People called it impossible. I made it real. I opened my own lab, with nothing but scrap metal, cheap sensors and heart. And the people who once laughed, they lined up for help. Because now, I wasn't just building machines. I was rebuilding lives. A boy with no fingers held a pencil again. A soldier danced with his daughter. A girl who hadn't smiled in months did. I didn't fix the world, but I started where it mattered. I married the love of my life. So many people told me I couldn't. So many doors slammed before I ever knocked. But if life taught me anything, it's this. You don't need permission to believe in yourself. The world will always measure you by what you lack, by what they think you can't do. But greatness doesn't follow their rules. Every scar on my body is a sentence in my story. Every tear was a seed. And what they thought was broken was simply becoming. They looked at me and saw limits. I looked in the mirror and saw time's possibility asterisk. Because courage isn't loud. It's quiet. It's waking up every day, even when it hurts. It's choosing to try again, and again, and again. Today, they call me Sir. They invite me to speak, to teach, to lead. But I still remember the boy in the corner of the classroom, ignored and underestimated. I built a life, not in spite of my pain, but through it. So, to every child who feels invisible, to every person who's been told they're not enough, hear me now. You are more than they can ever measure. And one day, the world will watch you rise. Because if I could do it, so can you. We met in the hospital. She was a nurse. She saw beyond the chair. She saw me. Now, I'm a father. And every night, when I tell my daughter bedtime stories, I tell her about the boy they doubted, the boy they rejected, the boy who built wings from broken parts, the boy who didn't just walk, he flew. I was born with a broken body, but I live with an unbreakable soul. If my body wouldn't move, I'd make things that could. I taught myself everything, from a dusty library, from YouTube videos I watched on borrowed Wi-Fi. And late at night, when the pain kept me awake, I created. At 14, I built my first robotic limb. It was clumsy, loud, but it worked. And for the first time, I felt like I could finally move. But success didn't bring acceptance. The school refused to fund my projects. My town called it a waste of time. They said, "It's cute, but he'll never go far." I didn't listen, because the fire in my chest was louder than their doubt. At 17, I entered a national tech competition. Everyone laughed when they saw me arrive in a wheelchair. But when they saw what I built, they stood. I didn't win, but I was noticed by a professor who believed. He offered me a scholarship. That moment changed everything. I left home, alone, scared, but ready. University wasn't kind. I was the only disabled student in my class. Every staircase was a battle. Every stair a reminder. I didn't belong. But I didn't come to belong.